So now we get to the fun part. We just went over the minor pentatonic scale, played it up and down, single strings, also introduced that playing across the neck in what I told you is going to be referred to as box one. You'll hear it referenced a lot. And now what we're going to do is begin solo with it. So what's the difference between just playing a scale and improvising or soloing? Well, one of the main differences is the scale gives you that framework. The scale gives you kind of the grammar, the backbone of it. But to solo, we end up needing vocabulary. We need those words, those phrases. And we will talk about, how we get that from songs we like, how we transcribe and all of that. But we have to also start by experimenting within the scale and starting to play these little fragments. So if I just play up and down that minor pentatonic scale, sounds very predictable, sounds very scalar. So what we want to start doing is finding these little kind of phrases that maybe repeat notes, maybe move in both directions quickly, that are going to give us some musicality to it. Now, a couple things that I think are really important when you're trying to do this on your own. One of them is box yourself in even further. So instead of considering that you have that entire, 2 octaves plus of the scale to work with, just work, say, from root here up to the top and see what you can do there. Try repeating notes. So there would be a great little line. Or say, skip some notes, Another one. All those would qualify as great little musical motifs. Now, when you're doing this over a backing track, I think one of the other major differences between just playing a scale up and down, working that way, or starting to sound like you're soloing, like you're improvising, is how everything's organized. So I'm thinking very conversationally when I solo. One of the phrases you'll hear a lot as it relates to blues soloing is call and response. Now, we've talked about the 12-bar blues form, that it's really organized into 3 lines of 4 measures each. The way that we can start to use some call and response to organize our soloing and sound good over this is like this. So we think about those 3 lines of 4 measures. We're going to have the call at the top of each line and then a response for the remainder of the line. So for example, we have the first 4 measure section. We have our call right around the first measure, second measure, and then that response kind of the second, third, and fourth measure. All the rest of the time, we're not playing anything. One of the most undervalued things in soloing is space. Just as important as what we do play has to be what we don't play. Then we get to the second line. We maybe take even, especially when we're starting out, that same call. Pick one lick that's just going to work a lot of places. Play that second line, so at the 5th measure, and then sort of, second half of the 6th measure, 7th, 8th measure, the response to that. And then rinse and repeat for the 9th through 12th measures. So we're going to take this little line right here, this little motif. So what am I doing there? I'm playing the root twice at the 7th fret of the D string. Then I'm playing that flat 3, so the 5th fret at the on the G string with my first finger, going up to the 4th of that minor pentatonic scale at the 7th fret of the G string, going up to the 5th there at the 5th fret of the B string, and then back down to my root. So what we're going to do starting out over the track is we're just going to play this together, and we're going to play it, as the call and the response. So basically use this just throughout the track, use it start to see and hear what happens when we're not just playing a scale up and down, but when we're really working on starting to play some musical material over a backing track. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Last time through. So hopefully there you felt how much more musical that was, playing a little fragment and phrase than just playing up and down the entire scale.